In this tutorial, we want to deal with the creation of model views with support of user coordinate systems. We see our portal here, and for the layout of the 2D print output, we want to create different views of this portal. One of the front view, then the view with 45 degrees into the left embrasure and into the right embrasure, and a view of the vaulted arch, and then the top view from the floor. The current world coordinate system comes from the overall structure of the church and is therefore not usable for this. So now we want to create new user coordinate systems with the possibility of the two-point plane. Two-point plane means I define the x-axis of the coordinate system with 2 points, and the orientation of the height remains vertical as in the subordinate coordinate system, and also the height reference is passed automatically. And I need a horizontal section for this. So now when I move my cursor over the stones, I see the corresponding coordinates of the world coordinate system in the bottom left, and the third number is the height coordinate. So I go to my model, right mouse button, and create horizontal section. And now enter the height of 1 meter here. And say create. Then I can now see the cut section through the textured surface model at the exact height of 1 meter. As a result, we get a polygon that we can transfer to the 2D display. On the left in the project tree, we see a small plus before section, and then I see my section at the height of 1 meter. Right mouse button, convert to cat class, give it a name, one meter high, and say OK. Now it has entered a new class here in a cat class for the horizontal section. That is, when I go into the 2D display, I see the polygon of my section. Then I go to the left in the project tree to create a new control point layer. We need this for defining the user coordinate system with 2-point planes. Right mouse button, create new control point layer. I name it UCS reference. Say select. And when I have chosen the class, I have the option to measure coordinates on the right or to measure reference lines on the second card. I switch to the mapping tree to see both the section class and the reference class. And then choose the drawing command polygon and see here that the catch mode, catch endpoints, is enabled. Then I first define a 2D polygon for the frontal view from the stone corner left to the second stone corner right. Right mouse button to close the polygon. The coordinate system is always defined from left to right point. So in my view, I have to make sure that I measure first left and then the right point. Then we do the same for the embrasure. I select the stone corner inside again and then go to the second. Right mouse button. And then I do it with the right embrasure too. First point, second point, right mouse button. Now I see here on the right in my table my 3 reference lines, and when I click on them, I also see which one is currently activated. Now I go here to reference line 1, and I have the option create UCS vertical 2-point plane. I call the first UCS UCS frontal and say OK. Then I choose the second reference line right mouse button, create UCS vertical to point plane, then call it UCS left, and then the third UCS, we name it UCS right. And when I zoom in, I also see the individual naming of the UCS lines. And activate the 3D display. And then I can now select my 3 new user coordinate systems in the UCS pull-down menu. I choose UCS frontal and have the front view. UCS left, I see the left embrasure. And UCS right, I see the right embrasure. This is what we want to apply in the model view. And for this, regenerate the automated unwrapping of the model views. I go to the node Model Views, right mouse button, create Model View Unwrapping, and now select Inside 6 Views. Give it the name Portal. And now choose my UCS frontal. The scale of 1 to 20 is suggested to me because I created the project with 1 to 20 scale. Say OK, and apply the model views. And now when I switch to the 2D display, I see in the first step the automated unwrapping of the model views. I can quickly center this in the paper area. And now I see the frontal view as the central element, and then the left and right. First of all, just the orthogonal view and the back, with which I can do nothing in this case. So I go to the left to the model views node and press on the small plus. I see the container here where all the model views are contained so that I can edit them grouped together, and press the small plus again. We select the back view, right mouse button, remove model view. And can now choose the individual model views in turn, and I always see on the red marker box which is the currently selected element. Now I go to the left portal view. And on the right in the tool window, I can then select the selected user coordinate system, and we select UCS left, and then see my frontal view of the embrasure. If I am not satisfied with the displayed segment, then there is the command move 3D data in the model view, and then I can now move the displayed data segment horizontally here. And we do the same with the right side, portal right, go to the UCS selection and choose UCS right. Again, take the move command for the data in the model view and move it a little bit to the left. And now we are satisfied with these 3 views. To edit the view from the walled arc above, we just have to create a new segment for the top view of the arc, as well as from the floor. I choose my object on the left and switch to the 3D display. Activate my UCS front view and can now switch between perspective and orthogonal display. Choose the orthogonal display. And now take the selection command that I can use both as a polygon and a rectangle. That means I now draw a rectangle with press left mouse button and make the selection for the floor in the first step. You see the red marked area. With spacebar pressed, I can switch to hand mode and turn with right mouse button to double check my selection. Then go to the 3D model, right mouse button, create segment. I'll just call it floor. Okay. And now when I double click on floor, I see the selection of my segment. So I do this on the one hand to have a clean representation of the model view, but I could also do this to always work with certain segments in the 3D mapping, so maybe the navigation is easier, or I don't have to load so much memory with my graphics card. I activate the whole 3D model again, go to my front view and take the rectangle command again, and select my portal. Consciously stay at the vault above the capitals. And now create my second segment. Right mouse button, create segment. I name it arc. Okay. When I double click on the arc, I see here the selection of my segment. And now I want to erase the masonry from the portal arc. I choose the front view again, take the selection command again, only that I now do not draw with pressed left mouse button, but always with a single left click to draw a selection polygon. I now want to remove the fragments of the masonry outside the arc. Right mouse button to close the selection. Now go to my segment, right mouse button, and now I just want to remove the current selection from the segment. That is, it is only removed from the segment. It remains in the total point cloud and is not deleted from the 3D model and only removed from this segment. Now I see my new segment selection. I save my project so that my segments are saved in the point cloud and then go back to the 2D display. Now select the view from the floor and can I change the selection of the 3D models in the bottom right of the tool window. Now I see here, for example, currently my SFM model from the portal segments. I could also show the horizontal section here if I wanted, but let's not do it. I'm just going to pick the floor and say OK. And now it has to recalculate the display for the model view. And now I see here the cleaned floor view. Then I go up there to the arc, activate the top view, select 3D model, and now I select the arc. We activate the paper area again and automatically get the centered view. Can also go to grid cross layers, right mouse button, new grid cross layer. And can set that I only want them to be shown on the outside. And then we prepare the layout for our 3D mapping.